Hey GK fans, James here with another Target of Opportunity video for you. Once again, spent a little quality time after hours to bring you this content, but I thought I would change the scenery today, and instead of filming in the gray room like I normally do, finish some armor training, put everything away, and thought that'd be a good opportunity to film here in our armor training armory. Got all the weapons already ready to go, so what are we going to talk about? Well, I'd like to cover kind of continuing the lineage of the HK416 series guns that I've been working on recently, and talk about the HK M110A1 SDMR. It's probably a weapon that if you aren't in the military and have been issued this weapon, you probably don't know a lot about. You certainly don't have firsthand experience on. So spend a little extra time showcasing these weapons. The background, the history, where does the SDMR come from? Well, it starts with the HK416 design, which was H&K's efforts to product improve the original AR-15 by changing out the gas operating system from a direct gas impingement system to modifying the weapon to take the short stroke gas piston operating system from the HK-G36. That became known as the HK416. When that was developed, also got a requirement for the German military for an upgraded version in 7.62 NATO, and that became known as the HK417. Okay, same operation, same capability, but now you're more rugged, durable, and accurate at longer distances. But that wasn't enough. The German military wanted more. They wanted a more accurized version for sniper and designated marksman roles. And that contract went out. HK won that in a modification called the G28. I'll roll in a couple of pictures here for you because I actually don't have a G28 here in our armory. But we had two different variants. You had one which I'll call the full Monty. It's got the longer handguard. It's got the special butt stock that's got additional length of pull at the butt pad and a cheek riser. It's got the big Schmidt & Bender optic with the piggyback aimpoint T2 mounted on top. It is a heavy-duty rifle. One of the key features that makes it heavy-duty and added to the accurized capability of it was they went from an aluminum receiver to a steel receiver on that weapon as well. Then you have the patrol rifle variant. Patrol rifle variant has a little less capability. It's got a lighter weight and shorter handguard. The buttstock isn't as adjustable, and they've gone with a slightly less capable Schmidt & Bender short dot. These weapons were fielded into the German armed forces and have been well received and well respected, and that's what H&K used as the basis when a new requirement came now from U.S. Special Operations Command for CSAS, which was a compact version of the semi-automatic sniper rifle that they had at the time in the M110, which was a Knight's Armament 7.62 rifle. They'd been using that weapon for several years, wanted some improvements made to it. Mainly, they wanted it to be lighter weight, more compact, and then reliable with the suppressor system as a paired system instead of two separate items. And that was one of the shortcomings of the previous weapon. So H&K goes to provide them the G28, but they can't because the requirements say that it's got to be lighter weight, it's got to be more compact. So they basically took the G28 and they put it on a diet into what you see here. So it starts out here with the barrel, and they went to just under 16.5 inches in length. Then for additional weight savings, they would actually change out the buttstock. So we go to the standard HK417 style buttstock with all of it still has your length of pull adjustment, but it doesn't have the cheek riser and the additional adjustability on the butt pad. They even went so far in the design to remove additional materials. So if you look here where you'd normally see the fencing around the bolt catch, that's been milled off. On the opposite side, they actually removed having a forward assist, and you can see the fill in right there into the receiver. It went further into things like the barrel nut. You can notice that they removed material out of the barrel nut, all those holes drilled in there. Any weight savings you could do, change from metal to polymer selectors on your safety selector to cut out as much weight as possible. And then they added things like a lightweight Geisley M-lock handguard, also has a Geisley trigger inside, and on the sights you had an accessory set of offset flip-up iron sights, and in the deployment bag with all the other accessories you also had an offset Aimpoint T2 mount. One of the notable things that's different on the SDMR, instead of that's not the same on all the other 417 and G28 designs, is it does not have an adjustable gas regulator. It has a standard gas block like we've had on the original models. And that's because the U.S. Army didn't want the complexity of having that, but they also just said, hey, we've chosen the HuxWorks flow-through design suppressor, so just design us a gas system that works effectively with that, and that's what H&K did. So if you look here at this one with the handguard removed, you'll notice it's just a standard gas block with the gas piston operating rod on there, unlike the other designs that have an adjustable gas regulator on there. Initially, this won the contract for the SOCOM CSAS program, and then it went to go get funded, and Big Army took a look at it and said, hey, that's actually really interesting. We're fighting in Afghanistan. We've got these great distances in the mountains that our 5.56 M4s and M16s aren't reaching. We'd like such a capability at the infantry squad level. So they expanded that contract into what would become the SDMR contract. So you had two different pipelines, one for SOCOM's snipers in the CSAS, and one to go to Big Army for their squad designated marksman rifle. And the changes were pretty minimal, but the main thing that you would see on those is for the U.S. Army guys, you would get a Geisley optics mount and this 6-hour optic that would come with it, whereas with the sniper community, they would use their Leopold scope instead. So that's your SDMR, that's the capability, kind of the background on it. Maybe that's stuff you've seen, maybe that's stuff you've heard before, but I got to give you something you've never seen before. And this is actually pretty cool to have this here. Once we released the SDMR, went out to Big Army, there came back a request for a little bit more range capability. They liked what they saw, but they wanted to be able to reach out even further. So they came back and said, hey, we like the 16-inch barrel. Can you do one in 20-inch length? So went back to H&K, and what you can see here is the upper receiver kit that comes in. This one in a 20-inch barrel length. The other main difference that you're going to see here is on the optic. So you have the true sniper community optic there based off of this. You'll also notice that this has H&K's updated M-lock handguard that's got the dual throw lever quick release, as well as this one actually has the adjustable gas regulator. You can see the markings there on the cutout there for manipulation on it, for N for normal and S for suppressed. And then you can see this is a look at the actual muzzle device that works in concert with that HuxWorks flow-through design suppressor. So pretty cool to be able to showcase a piece of the SDMR program that I'm pretty sure you've never seen before. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I know I did, and I'll keep them coming. Until next time, guys, take care.